Time to take a look at part number 3 of our simple manufacturing operating system. I'm going to show you some of the automations that are involved. There's basically, I think, one main automation that we need to take a look at, so it should be a fairly short video. Let's go. Let's take a quick look at how this whole thing works. Essentially, just a reminder, and I've shared this again with a demo that we did earlier. We have a simple order. There's some order line items, table large. The client ordered 2 of this item. And the idea is behind this automation that as soon as I press start production, the system will go ahead and split line item into 2 production items, and each production item will get its own set of tasks that need to be done in order for that item to be complete. Let's go ahead and run this automation. I hope it works. What is happening is exactly as I've described it, and we're going to go through this in plenty of detail in a sec. But essentially, what you're watching here is our order coming in through here. We grab it. We grab more information about it over here. You see, I'm getting the information of the order itself. From there, I'm iterating through my order line items. I'm getting more information on each line item over here. I'm using a repeater because I need to create identical, well, almost identical production tasks for each line item. Here, I'm actually splitting the quantity into production line items, and this is where I'm creating them, production. From there, I'm basically searching for the tasks from the blueprint, from the production blueprint for that particular item. We're gonna go through this, don't worry. Then I'm finally issuing a final update to the user. Let's go ahead and take a closer look at how I've set this whole thing up, because as you can see, it has worked. I've got my 2 tables. I've got my step-by-step production tasks. Let's take a look at how to build this. What you need to do in order to get started with this particular automation, maybe you want to implement this on your own end, first and foremost is get a hold of make.com. If you're not using Make, you're gonna have a bad time. Of course, you can use other things. We're not like Make only, but Make is our go-to tool. If you want to get 30 days of Make Pro, go ahead and check out the description down below. Use our affiliate link. It's going to help the channel, and it will give you a month of that account level, plus I think 10,000 operations, which is pretty cool. Once you've done that and you've signed up for Make, go ahead and create a webhook. A webhook will look something like this. Press add, give it a name, press save, and yeah, essentially you will get this. Copy this address to clipboard. The next thing that you need to do, jump back into Noloco. By the way, awesome tool. I hope you've realized that by now. Yeah, check that out. Webhook needs to go into a workflow. So go ahead and create a new workflow. I've already created mine. Give it a name. I usually just copy paste the name of my scenario in it so that I can like know what's what. My trigger is on demand. So on demand, triggered by an action button. Go ahead and paste that webhook in here. Press done, turn it on, and publish the app. There's been many times when I forgot to do some of these things, and I was just wondering there for half an hour, why is this thing not working? Continuing the setup in Noloco, we need to create a button. I've already created mine, as you can see here, in true Blue Peter fashion. We have start production, and this is what it looks like. I've just named it start production. Are you sure? It's a modal type, and as you can see here, the action that I'm taking is to run an on-demand workflow. Which record? This record. Which workflow? Well, there's only one. So go ahead and do that. Press done and publish the app. The app needs to know that now this is the brand new way of doing things. So now you've basically dealt with your trigger, which is amazing. Now, from there, talking about the rest of the automation. As you can see, what we receive from Noloco is a payload that looks somewhat like this. The next thing that I'm personally doing is updating the user. I want to update the user to say that, hey dude, something's happening. And as you can see, I'm printing starting up in my production trigger status field within Noloco. The cool thing about this, as I've explained in our previous video where I was going through this, is that these 2 highlight sections will appear and disappear depending if something is in that field. If there isn't something, it will look like this. If there is something, it will show up. And it's almost as if by magic there is an extra new little highlight field, but no, it's just tricks of the mind and whatnot, mind games. Or the technical thing is visibility filters. So anyway, moving on, I'm notifying the user. I'm grabbing that record. I want to know a little bit more about that order from Airtable because there's things that I need to know about it. More specifically, it's the order line items. There you go. So that's the reason why I'm actually fetching that record and not relying on the payload that I get from Noloco alone. So I'm getting that in. I'm getting then the individual records, the individual line items that we have. In this case, we only have one, but we have two of these items. I'm then using a repeater, as I was saying earlier, just like so. Basically, the quantity initial value is 1, and then we have the creation of our production records. This is how I've done them. I'm basically relating each production item to the original order line item, and then also taking the product name, as in like table large, and then putting a little hashtag, and then the iteration, the I value, the I variable, which basically gives me the repeat number. So on the first round, it's 1, on the second one, it's 2, and you get the point. Next, I have a little filter here that basically says related production blueprints from product. Now, you see, I'm creating this record here, and this is the, no, I'm not creating, I'm fetching the order line item from here. And it's important to note here, you see how I have my product related to my order line items? Duh. I also have a related production blueprint for that product. And this is important because over here in my list of products, like your catalog essentially, I've related my blueprint to that catalog item. What does that look like? Well, here's my PB1 table large, and this PB1 table large blueprint has got a set of blueprint tasks. Why is this important? First of all, it gives me the ability to have tasks, blueprint tasks, but also doing it this way that I've just described will allow me for future orders to remove this blueprint, and maybe I have a brand new process. So then I can go ahead and create a brand new template for that particular item, because maybe some of my processes have changed, and I can just basically add it in, link it back to my item, and that means that every single new order that comes in will have that brand new blueprint, while the rest of the historical items will still stick with the production task that they were assigned at the time. Bottom line is that it's important, and I'm just going to relate my PBP1, terribly named. It's important for me to basically have that related production blueprint against my original catalog item, because then I can go ahead and search for the blueprint tasks that contain that production line item, so the production blueprint ID. So over here in my production blueprint tasks, I have that PBB record ID, which gets featured in my product that I'm also pulling into my line items. This ID is being searched in this table, and I find all the tasks. It's important here to note that I'm sorting them by the field called sorting, ascending. Now, this is just this field, and you've noticed by now, I hope, that it's a number field. So I'm basically just sorting them like that. It's a manual sort, so a user has to come in here and just tell me what's the right sort. That's it. I find them. Each time I will have loads of records. So in this case, I have about 5 bundles, I believe. There you go, 5 or 6. Interesting. Oh yeah, so I create 12, so 6 plus 6. And I go ahead and create those production tasks against that production item that I just created. I'm also hard coding the sorting. I'm linking in the department from that particular blueprint task item. I'm adding in the task, status to do, and that's basically it. Press save, you're golden. As soon as this whole process is done, I want to trigger a little of a refresh inside of Noloco, so I'm putting a delay in here of 15 seconds, and after that, I'm actually refreshing Noloco with an empty string. In other words, I want to delay the disappearance of these highlight fields, because Noloco is going to take its time until it shows the user the updated list of production items and their tasks. So I'm giving Noloco 15 seconds to kind of like do its thing. By that time, everything should be here. Then it should hide this highlight section. One more automation just for the connoisseurs. So essentially, I have a little internal automation within Noloco over here where I'm basically tracking the complete field within my production tasks, and it's this field specifically. When it gets updated, I'm actually updating that same record with the user who did it and with the timestamp of when they did it. Just like so, nothing really to call home about. But that's it. There's nothing else in terms of automations, I believe. Let me know down in the comments below if you've enjoyed this, if you want me to do more of these kinds of things. Do you have any other ideas in terms of what other simple operating systems we can build? Let me know. We'll take a look and probably build them for you. So yeah, that's it for me. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.